So, could the Yankees and the Seattle Mariners still link up for a big trade for pitching? Got some reporting for you that I think you might want to hear. So let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? It's been a relatively slow week or so, but anytime news comes out, I want to get it to you. And this is directly from Jim Bowden reporting this, and he's saying that the Mariners are still expressing that their desire to trade one of their young, controllable starting pitchers. So whether it be Brian Wu or Bryce Miller or maybe one of these other guys, because they have a plethora of them. Okay, so they're looking to get a good prospect return for one of these young pitchers. Additionally, they're looking to replace that pitcher and bring in Blake Snell in free agency. So imagine adding Blake Snell to Luis Castillo. That's a pretty big 1-2 punch there in Seattle if they were actually able to accomplish that. So, but the fact that they're looking to, they made it clear that they want to trade one of these young pitchers. Would the Yankees line up for them? Well, the Yankees have, a lot of pieces that they need. Okay. They need bats. They need infield help. And the Yankees have plenty of it. Prospect depth, player depth, whatever they need. Okay. And the Yankees would be able to give a major league player, possibly some prospects with lots of controllable years in exchange for one of these controllable pitchers. Let's just say it's 23-year-old Brian Wu or 25 or 26-year-old Bryce Miller. They have 5 or 6 controllable years, which is exactly what the Yankees need. Okay, because the Yankees are showing a desire to bring in a starting pitcher, but not the appetite to spend 20 to 25 or even $30 million on a starting pitcher, despite extending the offer to Blake Snell. Remember, it was either Blake Snell or Marcus Stroman. Stroman came here. Okay, and there's been a little bit of chatter recently that the Yankees were still looking to bring in Blake Snell, but it seems to be that rumor seems to be put to bed. So if the Yankees can capitalize on this and bring in one of these young, controllable starting pitchers, then all they would have to do is bring in a reliever or two, okay, no matter who it might be, and maybe bring in a cheap, controllable starting pitcher. If they could do it, makes it easier for them to sign somebody like a Hector Neris, or even bring in a Wandy Peralta or a Kanan Middleton too. But if they bring in a starter via trade and they bring in a reliever, that's in my estimation an A+ offseason. A+. I think they're at an A- right now. That would represent an absolute A+ offseason. But you let me know what you think. Okay. And which one of the pitchers would you like from the Mariners? Brian Wu. Again, these guys have shown the ability to throw innings. I know there's talks about Edward Cabrera potentially being somebody that they're looking at. But he's got 5 controllable years. He's 25. I think he's 25. Uh, Jesus Lazardo's 26, but he's got 3 controllable years, but he's going to cost the moon and then some. So they might have the ability to acquire Edward Cabrera, but Seattle Mariners, again, they've come out and they made it clear that they're looking to move one of their young, controllable starting pitchers. The Yankees just so happen to have a lot of prospects that the Mariners could use immediately and in the near future. So they line up very, very well for a trade. Now, will it happen? I don't know, but we have 3 weeks left into the season. So if you're not somehow sub to this channel, hit that sub button, please. Okay. And if you want to be at the front of the line whenever news comes in, whether it's easy or not, hit the notification button too. And if you find yourself enjoying this content, please hit the thumbs up. Okay. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that stuff. This one I wanted to get out to you because, again, it's just reinforcing the fact that there are going to be pitchers potentially available that are affordable in the next couple of weeks before spring training. We're at 3 weeks from spring training. 3 weeks from spring training. So, and the Yankees have still shown a desire to add a starting pitcher. The Mariners are now showing a desire again to move one of their young, controllable starting pitchers. So, all the stars are aligning here. Whether it happens or not still remains to be seen. So, but the Yankees, like I said, they have the bats that the Mariners were looking for. The Mariners have the controllable young arm that the Yankees need. So, and if they add another starter there, somebody with the ability to throw some innings, it really, really gives some protection to that rotation. I know they brought in Luke Weaver, they brought in Marcus Stroman. Great. But we're also banking on a healthy Carlos Rodon, a healthy Nestor Cortez, and that's a risk. So if they can bring in another young controllable arm with dependable innings thrown, then that's a little bit more of a safety blanket that the Yankees could rely on instead of putting all the weight on Garrett Cole's shoulders, which to me is sometimes, a lot of times, unfair. So, but there's no, there's no excuse. The Yankees have gotten better significantly. They addressed their biggest need, left-handed contact bats. They brought in pretty much the best left-handed hitter in the game in Juan Soto. They've added Alex Verdugo. They've added Trent Grisham. They've added bullpen depth. They've added infield and outfield depth, bench depth. So they've gotten better pretty much everywhere. And they also brought back Oscar Gonzalez and Jeter Downs because they both cleared waivers. So they've been reassigned to AAA. They're going to be there, back in the Yankees system, not on the 40-man though. So because they brought back on minor league deals. So that's bringing back some depth. Bubba Thompson did get claimed off waivers by the Twins. He didn't make it through waivers like the other two did. So good luck to Bubba Thompson, and and I'm glad these other guys came in. They could provide some value there. Okay, and again, give the Yankees a little bit of flexibility so that if they happen to have to move let's just say an Oswald Peraza and a Everson Pereira, they can do that with these guys, right? With this depth that they have now, they can do that type of stuff. And if they need to move, whatever it might be, another bat or something, or potentially two bats, it might cost 3 or 4 prospects or something like that to get a Bryce Miller or a Brian Wu. But the Yankees have a ton of depth in the infield and the outfield, so I could see a trade like this happening. And again, if they can do it before the spring training starts, get this thing done, this would be fantastic. It'd be a really, really, really good boy. So stay tuned, gang, because I have a feeling that we're going to hear some more news real soon as it pertains to the Yankees. So, and if I'm them, I'm on the phone with the Mariners right now, calling these guys saying, how do we make a deal done here? Let's get a deal done. Okay. We want him. What do you want? And so on and so forth. If it costs Oswaldo Cabrera, if it costs Oswald Peraza, if it costs Everson Pereira, and you can get a Bryce Miller here or a Brian Wu, it could be worth the expenditure here. Again, they have depth to back those guys up. Okay, that they never had before. So they haven't had this flexibility in a long time to be able to make trades and still have depth behind the guys after trading them. So it's time for the Yankees to take advantage of this and make another big move, because they're clearly not going to spend 25 million a year on probably Jordan Montgomery, or 20 million a year, and they're not going to spend 25 to 30 million dollars on Blake Snell. Let the Mariners spend all that money on him. I'll take Bryce Miller. I'll take Brian Wu, one of those guys. So Logan Gilbert or one of them. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me know what you think, gang. Let's get into it. Have a great and a great day. Talk to you next time.